Hello everyone and welcome to my outcome memories video. This is going to be a rant discussing things I don't like about the game. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe as I might make other rant/commentary videos in the future. To start off, I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. The killers that came out in 0.2 update are fundamentally OP and deserve to be nerfed immediately. I want to talk about Tripwire first, as she's more stupidly OP than Colossus is, in my opinion. Tripwire is described by the devs to be a trapper-type character, trapper/zoner. But the thing is, they give her abilities like a rushdown killer would have. For example, why can she double jump? Why can't she glide and catch up distance very quickly, making stunning her essentially worthless because she's going to get the distance back anyways? Why have that? Why have her M1 not only be AoE, but also apply a debuff that essentially makes you take more damage the faster you are, which heavily counters characters like Sonic and Metal Sonic? Why have that? Why have a laser beam ability similar to Fleetways, who was described to be a rushdown killer? Why have that? Why have almost impossible to see mines in most of the maps in the game, which have a 6-second cooldown, and you can place 10 of them and they do over a quarter of your health once you step on them, and there's no escaping the damage once you already stepped on them? Why have that in the game? It makes no sense to have any of those abilities towards a quote-unquote zoner. And then, again, talking about the mines are probably the most stupidest thing about her in her entire kit. You know how many games I've lost when the green ring spawns in the end, and the Tripwire just double jump glides to the ring and like puts a whole ass like minefield and kills the whole lobby because the lobby needs to try and get to the ring. Like, there's essentially nothing you can do unless you're like Eggman. Unless you're like Eggman or like Tails, maybe Blaze. There's just like nothing, or Silver too, I guess. There's nothing you can really do. You're just forced to just run through a minefield while Tails doll just use reach out and just pull you into the mines, guaranteeing damage. It's stupid. Like, there's no counterplay to it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just, oh my god, it just shouldn't belong in a game like Outcome Memories. They really need to remove that. I like some changes I would suggest towards like Tripwire would probably just reduce the amount of mines she can put down. There's no reason you should be able to put 10 mines down. And another thing, just make the mines slightly easier to see in dark corners. Like, I know it's like a red like glow around them every couple of seconds, but that's not enough. The mines are essentially still like virtually impossible to see unless you're like Sherlock Holmes level of eyesight and you can detect them. But like, still, I shouldn't have to look this hard in a fast-paced game where I'm already getting chased by a killer. I'm already facing an active threat. There should be no reason why the mines are so easily like hard to see. There's no reason why that should exist in the game. There should not be a reason. Just please make the mines have an outline in dark areas. That's all I ask. At least make it somewhat visible. Make it beep. Make it something. Don't just have it sit there with like a slight red tone over it a couple of seconds. It's just, that's not enough for how big of a consequence it is to step on a mine. There needs to be some changes about that. There should also still be changes about the mines of like where you could place them. There's no reason you should be able to put mines on springs. There's no reason why. That's just free damage, especially on Green Hill in the water, where the only ways you can get out of the water sections is just springs. So most tripwires will just put the springs or just put mines on the springs. It's just oh my god. And then they'll put multiple bombs. So after you activate one, you'll activate the other, and you'll just boom, 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 boom. Half your health is gone. Boom, boom, you're on the ground dying. Boom, Sonic tries to come save you up, he's dead too. Like, and then, again, it's in water too, so you can't even be under there forever. And it's not like you can really stop Tripwire from placing her mines, because it's on such a low cooldown, and the fact that she can double jump and glide just makes it virtually impossible to stun her. Please nerf Tripwire, please. Even if it's just like slightly, just reduce how much damage the mines do, and reduce how many she can place and where she can place them. You should not be able to place mines near springs. Springs should be overall a safe like thing to like use. You shouldn't have to like worry twice about stepping on, especially if it's like nothing. Especially if it's like Green Hill, like I said earlier. There's literally nothing you can do. If there's mines on the springs underwater, you're just gonna die. The changes Colossus received overall makes him easier to deal with, like reducing his hitbox and for his M1, and making his charge turn slower so you can't turn fast corners as fast, and also giving him end lag after using charge, which I don't know how or why they didn't implement that already when he first came out, because you could just charge an M1 and just get a free down immediately. And I found that out day one of playing my first game of playing him. I found out you can do that. So I don't know what the testers are doing when it comes to like finding out things you can do and fixing OP things in the game. I don't know what they're doing. They're obviously not doing their job. Even with like the reduced hitbox for M1s, it's still half your health, man. Like it would be easier to deal with him if he would like did like 45 where he had to 3-shot you. Cause I really, or just like, yeah, I feel like that's the best thing. He shouldn't be able to 2-shot you, man. That's stupid. 2-shotting should not be exist in the game, especially for like an M1 ability. That's really all I have to say about Colossus. Like right now he's pretty simple to deal with. Just give him end lag after he misses a block. That's all I ask. And yeah, he's pretty simple to deal with. Now for the survivors that came out, Blaze and Silver, they're pretty balanced, I would say. People were making a big deal about how overpowered Silver was. I didn't really think Silver was overpowered per se. I mean, yeah, that flight was kind of annoying, but you know, tail, you have like character, but every character has like a way of like climbing up places, especially like 2011X and Tripwire. They have no issues dealing with Silver. Maybe Colossus, but then again, he can just climb, so I don't really see the problem with that. If anything, I find him kind of weak because his rocks are pretty hard to land, and they only count as a stun if you hit all 3 rocks, which hitting all 3 rocks on a moving target is kind of next to impossible, especially with how janky the aiming is for the rocks. His time travel ability where he can go back to where he was, I think it's pretty okay. It's pretty good in LMS. It's also pretty good for like trying to get your teammates, like res your teammates, like without like risking yourself. I think that's pretty good to have. Yeah, overall I think Silver's pretty well balanced. Maybe some slight tuning to his flight ability, but other than that, I have no issues with Silver. Blaze is also kind of in the same boat. Oh my god, Blaze is my favorite character, so I might be a little bit biased, but Blaze is pretty balanced. I don't have no issue with Blaze. Her stuns are pretty easy to predict, and I do love the feeling of like, you know, just charging into the killer and just blasting them, or just sending them backwards, like using like a force field and pushing them backwards. It makes me feel like so like Billy badass. But anyways, yeah, I feel like Blaze is pretty balanced. Although there is one change I would make it so she can like switch between if she wants to use her javelin or not, just enhance abilities or not. Because like especially against Tripwire, when she places her mines, I'll try my best to disarm them by just using javelin, but I can't use javelin unless I'm below a certain amount of soul meter. And I think there should be an option to switch back and forth between the enhanced and normal, as dealing with tripwire mines is slightly less or slightly more harder to do. But other than that, that's more of a nitpick than anything. Blaze is pretty fine as of right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Blaze. Now, I've already talked about Green Hill and like how stupidly OP the water is for characters like Tripwire, who just place mines on the springs and you essentially just die if you ever go down there. But Green Hill in general, like, has its own problems. Like, holy shit, there's so many invisible walls. The amount of times I've died because I think I can get to I think I can like reach a place even though I can't is like stupid. Like it's so stupid. Just either have no invisible walls there or just have a wall there in general. Don't have invisible walls. As I don't know if I'm running into a wall or not. I don't know if it's safe. I don't know if I'm just gonna like lose distance and like hit my head. You know, I feel like that's pretty common sense to have. It just makes no sense to have hella invisible walls. The new maps that came out, what was it, like the cave map and what was it, Angel Island. Oh yeah, Angel Island. I like Angel Island actually, although I can't really enjoy it at max graphics because I have to turn my graphics down because the device I use to play Outcome Memories is kind of but I still like the map. I like the Master Emerald. I like playing around there and knocking the killer off. Although I do think that map also has a lot of invisible walls, but they're not as much of a problem to me as Green Hills are. Oh yeah, the torches on Angel Island, don't make them have collision. I don't know why they have collision. It's really annoying, especially when I'm playing Metal Sonic and I have to weave through the torches like I'm a NASCAR racer, like trying to drive through cones. It doesn't make any sense to have torches block Metal Sonic. Doesn't make sense. For the cave map, I have no... well, I don't know. I can't really speak on the cave map because I haven't really played Killer much this update. I'm mostly waiting until Fleetway comes out, then I'll turn Killer back on. But from what people have talked about it, it's pretty bad for killers, mostly survivor-sided, as Silver and Tails can just fly all the way to the top. And when you go up to the top, you can easily get knocked down by Silver or Blaze. Or maybe like another stun. Like Metal Sonic who could just drag you off or someone. I've lost many games on that map. I wouldn't say it's 100% survivor-sided because there are some like spots. Again, there's invisible walls on that map too that I've died to. So it's I would say it's kind of even in my opinion, but to each their own. If you think it's survivor-sided, you're free to think that. So in conclusion of this video, I think they should really consider changing Tripwire's kit in general, as her kit does not fit in the fast ASIM game like Outcome Memories. And just some slight, like just changing Colossus in like a little bit. And removing a lot of the invisible walls on the newer maps, as there's no reason for them to belong there. But that's my overview of the 0.2 update for Outcome Memories. I would love to see what y'all think about it in the comments. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, anything. Just, comment below. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you if I ever make another commentary video like this. Bye.